Welcome to Chapter 3, Building the Team. EMS outcomes aren't just about clinical skill. Outcomes depend on whether teams can work reliably under pressure. This chapter is about building that reliability on purpose, hiring well, leading well, managing conflict, partnering with human resources, and addressing disengagement before it becomes a culture problem. In EMS, every member plays an integral role in success. Your department can have a great equipment and great protocols, but if the team is inconsistent, if expectations are unclear, communications weak, or trust is low, then performance drops. Strong teams create predictable service delivery, fewer errors, fewer conflicts, better morale, and better outcomes. Team building isn't soft stuff, it's operational readiness. A winning team isn't just a group of skilled people, though. In EMS, a winning team is a group that can execute under stress. When tired, lazy, interrupted, and under public scrutiny, that means roles are clear, expectations are known, standards are enforced fairly, and people trust each other enough to communicate early. The goal is not perfection. The goal is reliable performance when it counts. Hiring is one of the highest leverage things you'll do as a supervisor. It's expensive to hire poorly. Training time, turnover, discipline, and morale damage. This chapter's key idea is to hire people who add value, not just people who can pass the minimum requirements. You're looking for someone who complements the team's strength and fills gaps. Professionalism, communication, adaptability, accountability, or a calm presence under pressure. Before you can hire well or lead well, you need clarity on what that job actually is. Clear job descriptions set expectations, responsibilities, required skills, reporting structure, and performance standards. They also protect fairness. When expectations are vague, accountability becomes inconsistent, and inconsistent accountability creates resentment. If job descriptions are outdated or unclear, partner with human resources early to align the position with the actual operational needs. Hiring should not be a solo mission. Human resources helps ensure fairness, compliance, and a consistent process. Think of hiring as a pipeline. Posting, applicant screening, interviews, selection, onboarding, and early performance support. As a supervisor, your job is to define what success looks like and help human resources translate that into screening criteria and interview questions. The best hires usually come from structured processes, not gut feelings. This chapter gives a simple leadership framework for building a team. Step 1, establish a plan. What does a good team look like here? Step 2, understand your team members, their strengths, motivations, and friction points. Step 3, get buy-in. People support what they help build. Step 4, research what works elsewhere. Do not reinvent the wheel. This is how you move from hoping your team works to designing how your team works. New officers often assume that crews don't need ongoing leadership because they're competent and experienced. But confidence isn't the same as cohesion, and experience does not prevent conflict, burnout, or drift from standards. Teams need ongoing nurturing, presence, feedback, recognition, and course corrections. If you only show up when something's wrong, you're training your people to associate leadership with punishment. Here are 5 management components in building strong teams: coaching and mentoring, empower, having confidence in them, collaborate and communicating, and being available. Think of these as daily availables, not just slogans. Coaching builds skills, empowerment builds ownership, confidence builds stability, collaboration builds alignment, and availability builds trust. If any one of these is missing, your team will feel it, and your performance will show it. Coaching and mentoring are related but not identical. Coaching is usually task-focused and performance-focused, specific behaviors, specific goals, often short-term. Let's fix this documentation pattern, or let's improve scene leadership. Mentoring is broader and longer-term. Career development, professional identity, growth. How do you want to develop as a paramedic, preceptor, or future supervisor? Good leaders use both. Coaching for performance for today and mentoring for strength tomorrow. Empowerment means giving people room to do the job well, without hovering. Micromanagement sends one message: I do not trust you. It slows work, damages morale, and blocks growth. Empowerment does not mean absence. It means clear expectation, clear standards, the right tools, and real availability when your people need support. Think guardrails, not chains. Empowerment only works when the person is in the right role. The chapter uses a useful analogy. Putting the wrong person in the wrong position, even with freedom, creates predictable failure. Your job is to match ability to responsibility. If someone is new or inconsistent, they need structure, clear steps, and close feedback. If someone is capable and dependable, they need autonomy, support, and recognition. Role fit is leadership. People are more motivated when they have ownership. Ownership increases when you include people in decisions that affect their work and when you show them the results of their efforts. That might mean sharing performance data, celebrating improvements, or highlighting how a team changed, reduced errors, or improved response reliability. When people can connect their daily work to real outcomes, the job becomes meaningful once again. Disengagement is a warning sign, though. It might look like negativity, resistance to change, minimal effort, chronic complaints, or silent withdrawal. The key is to find the why before you label it as an attitude problem. Is it burnout, a fairness issue, a skill gap, personal stress, conflict with a partner? Start with the facts and a real conversation. Provide clear expectation, answer questions, include them appropriately, and stay consistent. If you don't know the answer, it's always wise to ask for assistance. If disengagement persists and undermines the team, you may need a stronger performance plan or help them transition to a role that fits them better. Silos exist in every organization: training, operations, admin, logistics, dispatch, hospital. Silos become harmful when they stop communicating. Productive silos coordinate and share information. Unproductive silos protect turf and block change. As a supervisor, your job is to promote collaboration, explain why change is happening, define each person's role in the change, and keep communication flowing so teams do not default to rumor or resistance. Conflict is inevitable in EMS because stress is high and resources are limited. The goal isn't to eliminate conflict, it's to resolve it professionally and keep the team functional. This chapter emphasizes negotiation towards win-win outcomes. Start by collecting information thoroughly. Often the best first step is to interview people separately, listen without judgment, and identify the real issue underneath the surface complaint. Then move towards a solution that protects standards, preserves dignity, and keeps the operation moving. Here's a practical conflict approach. Encourage openness and create a space where people can speak without getting punished for honesty. Find positives in each position so nobody feels dismissed. Ask directly what it would take to reach common ground. Invite solution ideas and keep the conversation professional and focused on behavior and outcomes, not on character attacks. If the conflict isn't resolving or if it involves policy, safety, harassment, legal risk, you need to escalate appropriately and bring human resources, administration, or employee relations in early. Sometimes the conflict involves you, the supervisor. That's when neutrality becomes hard. The chapter's point is simple. If you're emotionally involved, get help quickly. You still try for a win-win. You will still seek to understand the other viewpoint, and sometimes may need to give a direct order depending on urgency and safety. But if the conflict persists, bring in a neutral mediator rather than letting it poison your relationship with the team. Human resources not just the discipline office, and neither is admin. Human resources exist to support fairness, prevent discrimination, reduce risk, and help your organization develop people. Human resources can help with job descriptions, hiring processes, onboarding, evaluations, conflict mediation, policy guidance, and training topics like harassment prevention and professional conduct. The better your relationships with admin and human resources, the more effectively you'll be as a supervisor, because you have resources and structure instead of improvisation. Personality and strength tools can help teams communicate better because they give a shared language for differences. Used correctly, they will help you understand how people prefer to receive feedback, how they react under stress, and how to reduce friction. The key is to use these tools as insight, not labels. They don't replace accountability or skills requirement. Instead, they help you coach more effectively and reduce avoidable conflict. This case highlights a simple truth: the absent leader. Available by phone is not the same thing as being present. When leaders are absent, small problems grow into bigger problems. This communication, resentment, informal rules, and poor morale. The leader sets the environment. Being available means checking in, grounding, listening, and being seen, especially when things are stressful. Presence builds trust, and trust makes performance management easier. Let's wrap it up. Building a strong EMS team is intentional work. Hire for value and fit. Anchor expectations with clear job descriptions and lead with a plan. Understand your people and earn buy-in. Use the 5 components: coach, mentor, empower, confidence, collaborate, communicate, and most importantly, be available. Address disengagement early and resolve conflict professionally, using administration or human resources and assessment tools as resources, not last resorts. Now, let's get ready for that quiz.